Today I want to go over 6 different modifications that I've done to my Rocket R58 Cinquantotto. I've been really happy with this machine. It's a $3,300 machine. It's a dual boiler made by Rocket. It's their second highest tier home machine, right behind the Rocket R9. And overall, I've been really happy that I went with this machine. I'll explain a little bit more down the road on why I chose this machine versus like a Lelite Bianca. But first off, I want to go over a few of the modifications that I've done to it. So first off, you'll notice a few things that are done differently. And the first modification that I did was I fitted everything in wooden handles. So I got these from Coffee Gadget Studio on Etsy. So it came with a bottomless portafilter, and the bottomless portafilter was a little differently than this. It just simply screws off, but it came with a 3-in-1 portafilter. So this is a bottomless one, and it pops off super easy. The only reason I don't use this portafilter head is because my Eureka Atom 75 doesn't fit perfectly with it when it balances on the forks. But other than that, it's been great. So I changed out this little handle here, the portafilter handle, and then the third mod that I did was I changed out the knobs for joysticks. So you can simply press up or down on these knobs and it turns on the steam or hot water, so you don't have to spin. It's way easier. The only downside to it is I found the very first use, I went up with the joystick to turn it on, and then I pressed it all the way down and it continued to turn on again after it shut off for a bit, but that was my fault, not theirs. The next modification, this is all from Coffee Gadget Studio. This is not, I don't get paid for this. I don't receive any commission or anything from them, but I got the flow control mod up here. So I simply just turn this and it controls the flow rate of the machine. And if I'm honest, this is probably not worth it entirely. I love the look of it. It looks way better than without it, but it doesn't give me the exact control I want. I'm still playing around with it, so don't take my word exactly for it. You'll see a full review of this machine later down the road, where I will talk about the benefits and the pros and the cons of having flow control. But outside of it, I don't really mess with it now because it didn't seem to give me as much flow control as I would hoped. But that could simply be my fault and not the handle's fault itself. I could have installed it wrong. It does take some tweaking here and there. The next thing that I did was I vinyl wrapped the side of the machine. So you can see on the side it is matte black and it's almost perfectly done. I did mess up one little corner here when I cut. But other than that, it took like an hour to vinyl wrap it, but I didn't like all the chrome stainless steel stuff on it, so I vinyl wrapped the sides of it. I do anticipate potentially vinyl wrapping the drip tray and as well as vinyl wrapping this back part here. It takes a bit to get on and off, but ultimately it does work pretty well that way, and I just love the matte black look. It matches everything a little bit better. The next thing I did was there's this company that I cannot pronounce the name of. It's like WM or something like that, but I bought this little leather drip tray cover so I can put all my cups on it. Don't have to worry about scratching it. It's also black and leather. Works super well. Super happy with it. To go over those mods, and I still got one more, so hang on to that. I have the bottomless portafilter, wooden handles, the steam knobs, switch to steam knobs or switch to steam levers instead of steam knobs, and then I got the flow control here, vinyl wrap the sides, and that cover for the top. The bonus one is completely free. Well, it's almost completely free. I drained out the drip tray. It came with that, so I never have to empty the drip tray. And what I simply have done, you can do one of two things. I put it in a 5-gallon bucket reservoir below my coffee thing, so it's completely out of the way. It fills up a 5-gallon bucket, so you just need a 5-gallon water bottle, or you can even use a gallon milk carton, and it'll give you a little bit more freedom on that, and you don't have to worry about the drip tray filling up. I did not drill a hole or anything like that. It's simply running the cables behind it. And the next thing is I did install a water pump to it. So this is plumbed in, and the nice thing about this, it's not plumbed into my water line. It is plumbed into a 5-gallon bucket or a 5-gallon water bottle. So I bought an $80 pump and a couple adapters to hook the pump up to the cable that came with this. And now it's pumped through a 5-gallon bucket of third wave water, which means I never have to move my cups to fill up the water reservoir, and ultimately it is working super, super well as a result of that. And finally, the last modification, which is a bonus one, is I added a smart plug to it. So I can pull my iPhone out of my pocket from anywhere in the house, and I have two buttons on it. One is green and one is red, and it's a shortcut button. So I can simply click that green button and it turns on my machine, and you'll see that little light on. Sorry if it's flashing a little bit. And then I click the red button and it simply turns off my machine. So simple, easy to use. It is also plugged in with the Apple Home app, so I can use any of the home pods throughout my house to also say turn on the espresso machine, and it will turn on the espresso machine and turn off the espresso machine. I can do this completely remotely, so I can do it from work if I'm coming home and want a shot in the evening, or if I am coming home for lunch, I can turn it on there, and it works super well that way. I am going to change the voice activation, so instead of saying espresso machine turning on, I'm going to say launch my rocket, just because it sounds a little bit funner. But yes, so this is a very, like I said, a very expensive machine. It's $3,300. You should wait on my full review before I'd recommend fully purchasing this. I am happy with it, but it's not the same. It might not be the same for everybody. But I will let you know exactly what I think about it in the full review coming soon. If you've made it this far, please like and subscribe. If there's any particular questions that you want to know about this dual boiler, please let me know in the comments below. This was sent to me from Espresso Outlet. I did pay for it, so this was not a free gift. The handles I did receive a discount on, the wooden accents, but I still paid for them in the midst of this process too as well. So nothing I got was free in this. I did put some money in it, so if you like and subscribe, that really helps me continue to create content like this and continue to put out videos about these different things. Thank you so much for watching.